Yo guys, welcome to Safepod episode 1. A safe space where you can say the most unsafely things possible. But you need to have some filters. Can't be saying anything here. This is going to be a quick introduction. My name is Eunice Fair. I have a YouTube channel, a main channel actually. This is my third channel. Also have another channel which is a little bit more sports driven called Eunice Plus. Both of those channels are thriving to some extent. Some of you guys who are watching here, most of you guys watching here probably don't even know who I am. So yeah, this is a quick backstory. I have actually been making a podcast slash a monologue, a place where I can just like think and talk every Wednesday on my main channel. We sit down, have a daily quote or weekly quote we find, and we speak about it, reflect on it, and also make some YouTube videos or speak a little bit about the YouTube videos that we created on that weekend, because my channel is mainly like video essays and that kind of thing. Right now, as you guys can see, I'm living in a mansion. I'm in this old house, 9 bedrooms, blah blah blah. If you want actually a house tour, go to the main channel. I don't need to repeat myself too much. But yeah, that's a quick backstory. And we're creating this channel basically. Okay, this is going to be episode 1, but technically it's episode 10. But we're creating this channel so that we can just move the YouTube videos where we are just like having this monologue slash dialogue. Technically it's a monologue since I'm speaking to a camera, but it is supposed to be a dialogue where I say some things, you guys say some things back, and in the future we can grow it, have some, have some co-host or have a guest on here where we can speak about their quotes that they can bring, and they can bring their unsafely thoughts, and we can just have a chit chat and sit down, and eventually we can even bring on the audience, have a call-in show, or have invite one of the audience to not this house because we're not doing Diddy stuff, but maybe like fly them out to some place, or I fly out to their country, or it just depends on where I'm at. If I'm in England for 1 day or 2, I might just say something on the Instagram and say, yo guys, if you guys want to link up for the Safepod, let me know. But that's like in the future, like a year from now or 2 years, like after this show hits like 100 episodes. But yeah, welcome. We're not gonna make this video too long. We're gonna probably like have like a 10-20 minutes where we speak about a quote that I found, and just like have some just vibe with it and see where it goes, like I always do. But honestly, I haven't even had the time. Technically this video was supposed to come out like last week when I discontinued the show on my main channel, but the reason that it never came out is because of I was just tired, man. I was honestly just tired. And last week it was Valentine's week, so I decided to just make a video on Wednesday where it was a little bit rushed because it was going to be released for Valentine's Day, and I came up with the idea and the script writing and the ideation process a little bit later than normal, which led to me rushing everything. I wasn't very proud of the editing, and unfortunately, even with the views, you can see that the views weren't even that happy with the editing. It felt a little bit rushed, and I felt it myself, and they also felt it. And that's the great thing about YouTube. You can see when people don't really like the stuff that you've created. The reciprocation is not that great. But honestly, sometimes I also wonder if it's reciprocation, if my content was bad, or if YouTube just didn't pick the right audience, because there's some videos I'm very proud of. And honestly, my quote for today is actually, perfectionism is your biggest enemy for success. It's the biggest hindrance for success. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's moments and there's videos I've worked on, and it have taken me 2-3 weeks to work on, and when I put them out, they don't do as well. But there's like 2-3 videos. My most viewed videos on my channel are 2 videos that I wasn't necessarily proud of. The first one, both of them, I was not gonna ever release them, and both of them are now my number 1 and number 2 most viewed videos. And the third one is a video I worked on for an entire week. And when I say, normally when I make a video, the editing process takes me like a day or 2 days, like the entire editing process and just sitting down and editing. I'm speaking like a full 24 hours ish, but this one took me like an entire week because I had to find the right clips. I was trying to make the soundtrack perfect, and this was the beginning of my YouTube phase where I was still like trying to just perfect everything, right, and trying to make it into like a movie. The script was like sensational down to the T. Even when I was speaking right directly into the camera, not looking any other places like I'm doing now. Now I'm a little bit more comfortable with the camera. It's like I'm speaking to a friend. I don't really care. I just be saying stuff, and yeah, you feel me? But then I was sticking exactly to the script, and I was just like writing things down, and I was being super detailed, and it paid off, of course. And the next video after that was another football video, and it also did quite well. I think, I don't really remember, but the thumbnail wasn't that great, so it didn't do as well. But it was another like very documentary kind of video, and I was so happy with it. I was so proud of it. But the video that made the most views and people loved the most was me just sitting down and speaking for 10 minutes. I was sitting down, spoke about the art of letting go for 10 minutes. That's all I did. 10 minutes I was sitting down and speaking, and people loved it. They were like, oh my God, make podcasts, speak more. And there was a little period in my life. And then after that, for the next 3 months, I was just making videos where I was sitting down and speaking to the camera, and people loved it for some reason. But I felt like my content wasn't like getting any. I wasn't being satisfied with the process, just sitting down and doing stuff. So I started making a little bit more cinematic kind of videos where I'm still speaking about the content is still the same. The context of my videos are still the same, a little bit motivational, a little bit introspective, but this time around we're having some edits in where we are moving a little bit around, but the videos are shorter now. And unfortunately, people didn't really love it, but I loved it. So I kept going because I don't really care about the money, right? I just kept going, and I didn't really care about the views. And there was this moment where last year, from January to, there was some things that happened in my personal life, and I just stopped producing content. And actually, I was documenting a video for crypto. I have it on my YouTube channel where I speak about it when I come back. And when I came back, it took me actually from April to June to film a video. I filmed a video for that many 3 months, and editing took me like 2-3 weeks. I was like color grading it. I was rewatching it 3-4 times. I sent it to one of my YouTube friends, or like a couple of YouTube friends. I was like, yo bro, what do you think about it? Tell me, what are your thoughts? Like, bro, I sent it to like a couple of them, and they were like, yo, it's good. And then I was like, no, it's not good enough, man. Give me constructive criticism. And I was rewatching, and every week I would watch it and, write down why I didn't like the video. And anyway, I finished the video now, and now I'm living in this hotel all by myself for an entire month. And my thoughts are and my head is in my, I'm in my head. I'm thinking a lot, and I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me just do something. So I do something, which is upload. I just upload it, and unfortunately, it didn't get the reaction I was expecting, because it was like I've worked so long on it, and unfortunately, it didn't go anywhere. And I got a little bit bummed out, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. I can make videos. And then I started making videos that were a little bit more personalized, a little bit vlogs. I vlogged because I was in a hotel and I was bored. And I wanted to show you guys the hotel. I was like, yo, let me show you guys the hotel. Did a quick hotel tour. Another video was like me going to the world's end. And I was just like, once again, I didn't have an exact niche. I didn't know what to exactly do. So I just did stuff. But then, I don't know exactly when, but I just sat down one day and started planning, and I was like, what do I actually want for my channel? What do I want to be known for, right? And honestly, because one of my friends were like, you know what, man, just make football content. And I was like, nah, man, I can't be known for the guy who is just a Bayern fan. He's just a Bayern fan, no? I wanted to be, Eunice, the guy who creates videos with meaning. Literally, the description of my YouTube channel was, let's explore our bubble, because my channel's name is Unisphere. Let's explore our bubble. That was the first thing. And the other thing is, take something from each video. So basically, each video has to have some sort of meaning. So I was like, you know what? Why should I not just make content that, kind of hits home? You know what they say, right? The tongue is closer to the heart. My tongue is closer to my heart. So when I'm giving advice, the advice should be hitting me more than it should be hitting you. So I started speaking about things that, I think about, things I struggle with. And yeah, of course, the views are not that great sometimes. It's like, some videos do well based on like what's trending and what's relevant for some people. Some videos do well, some videos do not. And that's the part of being a YouTuber, right? Or, just having YouTube as a hobby. You just know that some videos will not perform, and that's just how the game is. So basically, I was just making these videos and I'm having a great time. And I'm not really looking at the content. I'm not really looking at, likes and of course I look at my comments. I appreciate them, but I'm not really like taking it to heart when people don't comment. When I have massive amount of dislikes, then I might reflect on why they don't like the video. But other than that, when it's like great reciprocation, I do appreciate it, of course. But when there's none, I rewatch the video, I take notes, and I appreciate the things that people might not have appreciated. You feel me? So anyway, man, that's basically my YouTube journey. Right now we're doing like video essays, a little bit introspective, where we're speaking about things that I just be having thoughts of. My YouTube channel is now more so of a channel where I'm basically journaling. My YouTube has now become like a journaling place. So where I'm just having these introspective thoughts, for instance, about nostalgia. Why are companies mass producing and making like everything so nostalgic? Every product they release is like a re-release from the past, and they're trying to put you in this like nostalgic frenzy. For instance, or another video where I'm like, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, rah. I'm starting to get like nasal labia folds. I'm starting to see things that I never used to see. My eye bags are getting heavier now, or bigger. And I was like, raw, I'm getting older, right? I'm getting older. So I made a video about that. Why time feels like it's moving fast, for instance. And I'm just making videos about things that hit me, and then I release them so that maybe other people can also feel the same and I don't feel alone in this. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's what I do basically. For those of you, this is a little bit of an intro video. This is technically episode 10 of Universe Uncut. That was the previous show. We kind of like discontinued because aesthetically, when it came to the channel, I didn't want to have like a video where randomly, because I have video essays that come out every Sunday. So if I'm having video essays come out on every Sunday, and then randomly a video with no thumbnail, just a Universe Uncut logo with episode 9 or episode 1 or episode 2 on the right corner, that's gonna like, aesthetically it doesn't look good, because my thumbnails, I'm putting time into them, I'm putting effort into them, and then the next episode is like just a nothing. So basically one is like taking effort and time, and the next one is there's no time and effort into it. So yeah, I think instead of having a Wednesday podcast kind of video, I think I'm gonna like do double uploads instead. Just, now that I got more time in my life, I think I'm gonna just upload more, 2 times a week instead of once a week. And honestly, I think the growth wise, it's probably the best. And Social Blade is so funny. One day it will tell me I'll get 1,000 subscribers by June. Another day it will tell me I'll get 1,000 subscribers by 2027. And you shouldn't be looking into those kind of numbers if you also want to be a YouTuber. You just look into those kind of numbers and metrics, and doing YouTube for the wrong things, bro. I'm telling you, you're not blowing up. I know too many people that try to do the YouTube thing because, oh my god, it's the trend. If you never had any aspirations of becoming a YouTuber or showing your art or like expressing yourself or having this avenue to express yourself, you should never do YouTube. It's not for you. The reason I do YouTube is because I was inspired by KSI when I was younger. I made a literally YouTube channel just to subscribe to the guy. I have a YouTube channel, not this one, but my actual YouTube channel where I watch YouTube videos. I made it in like 2012. What else? And also, I always give shout out. I think I've done it like 3 times on my main channel. I also give a shout out to, a channel called SDS. It's by a YouTuber named Sharky. Sharky Does Sports is the SDS channel name. And having these conversations with those boys on Twitter and in private, for instance, and speaking to them about YouTube, and me saying like, I don't know, bro, like, should I hop on it? And them telling me, yeah, you should, bro. Like, why not? What's stopping you? And having those kind of conversations, and me being invited to one of their videos, not like physically, but like on a video call, on a live show or live stream. When I see when they did those kind of stuff, I was like, wow. YouTube is not that impossible for me, because before then, it felt like this impossible thing that I never imagined I could do. I was like, yeah, man, I don't think I can ever do it. And when they kind of eased me into it, I was like, or eased me into the idea of, creating content, I just did it. And I'm so happy and so grateful for them forever. Like, they'll always forever be one of those, like, they probably don't even know that they did it, right? They don't even think that deeply about it. But, those kind of stuff sticks with you, man. And I'm forever grateful to them. And if you guys ever want to watch a football show podcast, SDS is the best one, or one of the best ones. The second one is Barra Brothers. Those 2 channels, I love them, and I love the people that host them. I love the people that are on it. They're great people. I am an advocate for them. Honestly, I love them to bits, bro. But yeah, another thing is, or another issue that I have, it's not an issue, but it's something that I've been living with lately, and you guys probably know if you guys are from the main channel. For those of you who watch the videos, I live in a house where it's 9 bedrooms. I live in this mansion, man. It's a mansion from the 1800s. It was made in like 1871, and they've kind of renovated it to some extent because it got burnt down. So some of the, for instance, this wall is a little bit old. You know what I'm saying? As you guys can tell, it's a little bit of an old money aesthetic. And man, it's expensive to live here. The electricity is absolutely insane. I have 9 bedrooms, 3 living rooms, 3 bathrooms. Man, I got 1 big kitchen. Like, this, like, it's like it's not that crazy of a kitchen, but it's an okay sized kitchen. And the storage downstairs, I don't know what's called, but man, that shit is so huge. It could be like another house. It's a house in a house. And I have this loft upstairs, which has like another living room in there and 2 bedrooms and a storage where I just have like, handkerchiefs and, just random stuff in there. But yeah, man, living here for like 3 weeks now, it kind of taught me that, the silence is so much bigger when you're alone. It's so crazy. Like, when you're alone, the silence is just so much bigger and so much louder. I feel more alone than I've ever felt in my life. Like, back in January, I was in this house, which was like a 1-bedroom apartment. Oh, it was great. I'm very thankful for the guy that let me stay there or rented me out the place. It was great. But now, man, I'm living in this house, and it was kind of forced on me because there was no other house available. I was technically supposed to live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but the guy kind of like cancelled on me last minute, and I checked what was available, and it was this house. So I had no choice but to fix this house for a month, and it's expensive, but luckily we have the money. And honestly, I'm very glad, man. I'm very thankful for the position I am in. Not that many people in my age have the money that I have, and live the way they can live and be spontaneous. Like, for instance, in a couple of weeks I'm going to Saudi because I can, and couple of weeks after that, then I will be going to Germany. And I think in March or April, in May, I'm going to Germany again to watch Bayern Munich play. I'm going to maybe Canada in summer. Bro, I'm going to places that I never thought I would. And I'm still a young buck. I'm still young, man. 23 years old, and I'm living life the way I am. And if you told me I would be doing the things that I'm doing now, like 2 years ago, I would believe you, because I had the mindset that anything is possible in this life, because life is you're supposed to make life extraordinary. You're not supposed to make life boring, mundane, and plain. You're supposed to make life extraordinary because you got one. And that's why when people speak to me and they say they would just want an ordinary life, and they want to just live okay life, and they're happy with what they have, and I look at them and I'm like, I can't imagine doing this for the rest of my life, for instance, a work or a job, because I'm like, why are you throwing away your life? I'm not saying you're throwing away your life essentially, but I'm like, I'm telling them, like, or I'm asking myself in my head, why would you just like accept your life is just the way it is when you only got one? Your birth and your death are the only things guaranteed in life. And when like, think about this, right? When you're 20, that's like a quarter of your life. A lot of people say 25 is the quarter of your life, but that's if you're going to live up to 100. Most people's life, some people, 15 is the quarter of your life. Some people, 17, 18 is the quarter of their life. And the most people, on an average scale in the first world, I'm speaking about mainly first world, 20 is the quarter of your life. 40 is the half of your life. 40 is half of your life. And when I look at how short time is, you got like 80 summers, 80 winters, 80 autumns. You're like, I'm asking myself, like, I don't have that. It's not that many. I've lived now 23 summers. 23 summers. And most of it, I spent my time in school. I spent my time in kindergarten. And I'm spending my time now in university and school and work. And I'm seeing, like, I'm like, bro, I can't keep living like this. Before you know it, 30 summers have gone by. Before you know it, 40 summers gone by. Now I'm living in this crappy house. I'm not speaking about here, but here is amazing, by the way. I had the option to have a maid in the house as well. Not in the house, but like come by. I got offered like crazy deal where it was like, there's a maid that can come and fix the place and clean it whilst I'm at work or gone. And I was like, nah, that's too much, man. It's okay. I'm just happy. And they were like, yeah, we can fix your chef if you want to. And I was like, I don't need all of that, man. I want to make my own food. I love the food I make. It's okay. But that's besides the point. Now we're trailing them away. But back to the point and basic and the most important part we're speaking about. You have to live extraordinary, because you never know when you're gonna die, right? Because at the end of the day, you are going to die. And unfortunately, some people, a half of their life is like 10 because they die at 20, And some people, a quarter of their life is like 8. Do you know how insane that is? Or like 10 is the quarter of their life. And when you think about those stuff and the unfortunate stuff that can happen to you, for instance, cancer can happen to you, or like just serious illnesses that happen. You can have a stroke out of nowhere, heart failure out of nowhere, and you can be healthy. And when you think about those kind of stuff, you're like, bro, life is too short. And I'm a religious guy too. I'm a Muslim, right? And even in Islam, right, people want to complicate religion and make it like very, very strict. But even in Islam, bro, it is encouraged that you live life. Maybe have a modest life, like you don't flash things and be like, yeah, I live this, and throw money in the air. But you're supposed to live life and enjoy it, and also worship God in the process, right? But people have made it, like, I'm seeing like a lot of religious people have made it so that you settle down, you get kids, you live in this house, and that's it, and you provide for the family and the kids, and that's it. You ain't doing nothing else. Boom. No, man, that's not how life is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in this like plain paper or in this box. You're supposed to live life in general and experience things, and experience cultures. And honestly, me, if I was able to retire tomorrow, I will give you guys what I would do. I would travel around the world and live in different countries for like 3 months. in different countries. I will live in Sweden for a month because it's like close proximity. I pretty much know Sweden, right? And I've been to Sweden way too many times, but like it's Denmark, and then I can live in Netherlands for a month or two, depending on like the mood of the country, and experience things. Like I can go to Botswana and experience Botswana. I can go to Eswatini. I can go to Malaysia. You know what I'm saying? And I can go to Peru one day, or I could go to one of the South American countries. You know what I'm saying? I can even go to Guyana and just live there for a bit, or Martinique, or whatever it's called. I don't remember them. I don't remember. I was trying to say it in French, but I can't. I don't even know it. But it's one of those islands in South Africa, no, South America, owned by French, still colonized by French. I think it's called like Martinique. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think I've been holding you guys for way longer than I was supposed to. So I'm gonna leave you guys now. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, live life. That's the main important part. And perfectionism is the killer of success, because honestly, if you keep thinking that you're gonna succeed in life because things have to be perfect, you're not gonna go anywhere, man. Keep being consistent. Consistent is the number one thing. And after that, perfectionism can come along, because once you master a craft, that's when perfectionism becomes a thing. But before then, before you've mastered the craft, just be consistent at it, and you will just start learning things while you're at it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you lot in the next one. And yeah, welcome to Safepod. Peace.